chapter 10. Hello students, let us start our new session of chapter number 10, wave optics, with the topic Doppler effect. Here, while we draw the wavefronts, we need to take care of that while the distance between source and observer is going to be increased. If there is no medium is available and source is moving away from the observer, then the distance between source and observer will increases. So, wavefronts have to travel at the longer distance to reach at the observer, or we can say we need to draw more number of wavefronts to reach at the observer. So, the time taken between the arrival of two successive wavefronts gets longer at the observer than its source. So when the source moves away from the observer, the frequency measured by the source will be smaller. That is known as Doppler effect. So actual frequency cannot be measured, but the frequency will be reduced, or measured frequency gets reduced. That is known as Doppler effect. So there is a difference between the measured frequency and actual frequency will arise. Astronomers call that increase in wavelength due to a Doppler effect as a red shift, as the wavelength in the middle of the visible region of spectrum moves towards the red end of the spectrum. And when waves receive from the source towards the observer, then decrease in the wavelength generated, that is known as blue shift. For velocities small compared to the speed of light, then we can also use the same formula which we have used for the sound waves. And fractional change in the frequency can be denoted as a delta V by V. It is given by minus V radial by C. That V radial is nothing but the component of source velocity along the line joining between observer and source. And V radial is considered as positive when V source moving away from the observer. So Doppler shift can be defined as delta V by V equal to minus V radial by C. This is valid when the speed of source is small compared to the light. The speed are close to the light, then requires Einstein's special theory for relativity. Doppler effect for light is very important in astronomy. The measurement of radial velocities of distinct galaxies. That is the basis for the measurement. Let us go through the example. What speed a galaxy moves with respect to us so that sodium line at 589 nanometer is observed at 589.6 nanometer. So here there is a change in the wavelength is observed. In actually it is a 589 nanometer and it observed by some different values 589.6 nanometer. So change in the wavelength we are having difference of the two measured minus actual, that is equal to 0.6 nanometer. So change in the frequency, that is delta V by V equal to minus delta lambda by lambda, that is equal to minus V radial by C. So this V radial we need to determine, so that is equal to C into delta L by delta lambda by lambda. So that delta lambda change in the wavelength, that is a 0.6 divided by actual wavelength of the signal wave, that is 589. By taking this ratio we able to get the speed V radial, that is equal to 306 km per second. By this particular speed galaxy is moving away. Now let us go through the next example. When monochromatic light is incident on a surface separating two media, the reflected and refracted light both have the same frequency as the incident frequency. Why it is so? As the reflection and refraction arise due to the interaction of incident light with a constitution of matter, so atoms are oscillated, which take place at the particular frequency of external force. So this frequency of light emitted by a charge oscillator equal to the frequency of oscillations. Thus, frequency of scattered light equal to the frequency of incident light. Next, when light travels from rarer to denser medium, the speed decreases. Does the reduction in speed imply a reduction in energy carried by the light wave? No. Energy defines in terms of amplitude of the wave, and speed of light basically related to the wavelength. So if the wavelength is varying, speed or the amplitude does not change. So energy carried by a wave cannot be changed if the speed of the wave propagation will change. Third, in the wave picture of light, intensity of light is determined by the square of the amplitude of the wave. What determines the intensity of light in the photon picture of light? For a given frequency, intensity of light in the photon picture is determined the number of photons, the density of photons per unit area. Now let us go through the next topic, coherent and incoherent addition of waves. Here, if two wave fronts are there, then their resultant value is supposed to be added. There is two ways are there, coherent addition and incoherent addition of waves. So let us understand it by the example. As you can see in the diagram, take two needle S1 and S2, and this particular needles periodically up and moving up and down in a water, so it will generate the wavefront. Here if we want to make the addition of waves, so we are supposed to use the superposition theorem. Superposition theorem suggests that first check the wavefront of one source, likewise check the wavefront of second source, and then add their individual effects. So first we need to check their individual wavefronts and then we supposed to add it. So here, as the diagram shown, two needles moving periodically up and down in the water, so it will generate the wavefronts at both the ends. So there is a phase difference generated, the phase difference between the displacement produced of each wave, which does not change with the time. When this happens, then these sources are said coherent. And in diagram B, we can see there is a crest and throws are there at a given time. So at a particular P point, as you can see from the diagram A, consider S1P equal to S2P. If we assume that at a particular point P, the distance from source S1 to P and S2 to P is the same, so waves coming from S1 and S2 will take same time to reach at the particular point. Now the displacement produced by S1 at point P, if we consider A cos omega t, and displacement produced from source S2 onto the point P, let us consider as Y2 as that is also A cos omega t, because distance is same. So here if it takes the same time to reach there, then their behavior is same. So the total displacement at point P is the addition of both the value y1 plus y2 equal to 2A cos omega t. Now the intensity is proportional to the square of amplitude. So that resultant intensity, that is I equal to 4I0. I0 is the intensity produced by individual source, and I0 is proportional to A square. So here, if we take a bisector of S1, S2, then intensity will be 4I0. Two sources are interfere constructively, and it referred to as constructive interference. As we can see in the diagram A, that S2Q minus S1Q equal to 2 lambda. So wave emanating from S1 will arrive exactly 2 cycles earlier than S2, but both are in the same phase. As we can see, 2 cycles earlier means a Y2 having a minus 4 pi phase. So Y1 having a cos omega t, and Y2 displacement, that is having a cos omega t minus 4 pi, that is a cos omega t, same phase. So here the path difference is 2 lambda and the phase difference is 4 pi, but these two displacement are again come across in the same phase by the intensity 4I0. So this gives you the constructive interference. And if we assume that S1Q and S2Q having a greater distance d, then S1Q and S2Q are not equal in amplitude of the displacement. So there is a difference. For example, that is a minus 2.5 lambda. S2R minus S1R equal to minus 2.5 lambda, as you can observe from the B in the bottom diagram. So there is a phase difference of 5 pi. So displacement produced by first wave S1 is A cos omega t, and second wave gives a displacement by the phase difference A cos omega t plus 5 pi. So that would be negative, minus A cos omega t. So if we take a total displacement, then it gives you the zero intensity. It will cancel out to each other based on the phase difference. That is known as destructive interference. So if we summarize the concept, two coherent sources are there, S1 and S2, that vibrating in a phase at a particular point, having a path difference S1p minus S2p equal to n pi, and having a relative intensity, resultant intensity 4I0. And if the path difference is available, instead of n pi, that is n plus 1 by 2 lambda. So based on that, the destructive interference will generated and the resultant intensity will be 0. If we take any other arbitrary point G and take the phase difference phi, then the generalized form we can get displacement by S1 wave, that is A cos omega t, and displacement by S2 wave, that is A cos omega t plus phi. Then the total displacement is Y1 plus Y2, that is equal to A cos omega t plus cos omega t plus phi. So that is equal to 2A cos phi by 2 into cos omega t plus phi by 2. So the amplitude of the resultant displacement, we have 2A cos phi by 2, and the intensity is available as I equals to 4I cos square phi by 2. If phi is 0, 2 pi, 4 pi, then it will be the constructive interference with the maximum intensity, and if phi is pi, 3 pi, 5 pi, then that is a destructive interference by having a 0 intensity. So if two sources are coherent, then with the phase difference phi, at any point will not change at any time. It will give you the stable interference pattern with the maxima and minima will not change with time. But if constant phase difference is not there, then interference pattern will change with the time. If the phase difference changes rapidly, then position of maxima and minima also get changed with time. That is a destructive interference. So when this happens, the average intensity we are supposed to take for the destructive interference, that equation of the intensity we have I equals to 4I0 cos square phi by 2. 4I0 is constant, so we are supposed to take the average of cos square phi by 2. Average of cos square phi by 2, that is a 1 by 2. So intensity I equals to 4I0 into 1 by 2, that is equal to 2I0. So we can say that over here, as the phase difference between the two vibrating sources are going to be changed with the time, then the intensity will be half in coherent sources. And this happens when two separate light sources are illuminated on a wall. Here we are going to end this session. Hope you understood. Thank you.